click over here and just see if it's going to pick me up on my laptop, and we'll get a sense of whether I have any volume or not here in a minute. It may be coming in. There it is. It may be coming in. And we're good to go. I've got volume. All right. Howdy, everybody. We have, let's see what we've got. We've got 7 so far watching. I'm glad y'all are here. Y'all were here early. Well, one of those is probably me, my laptop, but 6 of you anyway. And it is December, and it's not a time to slow down and view a live stream, so I appreciate you being here. I have made a cup of coffee in case I start coughing or need to clear my throat. I always start with the same caveat. I should have monetization turned off during the live stream, so hopefully we will not get interrupted with ads. And then I will turn monetization on when it's, done and we're ready to go into view mode as a recording. And so that's really, wow, Istanbul. That may be a first. Welcome. It's 10 o'clock in the morning here, and it's just about time for my morning nap, so hopefully I can stay awake long enough to get through this live stream. Just a few odds and ends sort of off the top of my head. I don't really start these things. Hey, Mr. Ron, I don't really start these things too often with like an outline of things to talk about. It's really, I have 2 or 3 things in my mind and I'll try to get to them. And then we'll just sort of answer questions and catch up with everybody. But just a couple of things. So we did make it through Thanksgiving, and it was kind of touch and go for a little while. Good morning, Lori. And I say touch and go because I knew that Sarah and Chase, who live in Fort Myers, they could not be here for Thanksgiving. We knew that up front. And then the day before, I think it was the day before Thanksgiving, my son-in-law, Zach, his grandmother passed away. And we weren't really sure if they were going to be able to spend any time with us. As it turned out, they were. Services were Friday afternoon, and so they were able to spend some time with us. And then on Thanksgiving morning, before my oldest daughter, Brittany, got on the road with her 3 kids, she texted to say that her oldest son, Micah, who is the middle child, had come down with strep throat again. He didn't take all of his medication the first time. Typical man. And so she had to work out arrangements for him. They came without him, but it was a matter of could they stay the night or did they have to go back home? And fortunately, his dad took over for the night, so she was able to stay until Friday. So let's see. Yeah, retired and needing to declutter. Well, you got plenty of time to do that now, so don't try to do it all at once. Take your time, a little bit at a time. It all adds up. I don't know if Istanbul has the fable of the tortoise and the hare, but if not, the hare is really quick, but the tortoise is slow and steady. And slow and steady always wins the race. So just keep that in mind. Let's see. How to begin? Well, I've got a few videos that talk about that. And one is to pick a spot that's not going to overwhelm you. Now, it sounds like you've already sort of gotten started, but for me, I recommend people either start in their bathroom to empty out all of the excess stuff, or to maybe start in their bedroom closet where they need to get rid of clothing that's worn or doesn't fit anymore. Start with the easy wins. maybe the kitchen where, you know, you've got duplicates of things in the drawers or the cabinets. Those are quick, easy wins to get started, and then you can just sort of branch out from there. I still have boxes available, so I do every day I scour through one room. So it's the bedroom one day, it's the bathroom one day, the kitchen, the living room, my photography studio. Every day I just sort of look and see, is there anything else that I need to get rid of? Is there anything I can let go? I always keep a box that is labeled to give away, and I do keep a box to think about, which is, you know, maybe I'll get rid of it, maybe I won't, but I'm going to see what it feels like without it for a while. Yeah, Ron, if you haven't touched it in a year, you're probably not going to touch it again. And save things like the real sentimental items, photos and things that belong to parents or, you know, siblings or those kinds. Save those for the very end. Don't worry too much about them right now. Robin, he should be watching my channel. So anyway, we got through Thanksgiving pretty good. We're gearing up now toward, you're very welcome. We're gearing up now toward Christmas, obviously. If you watch the Life in Motion Diaries channel, you'll see I got the Christmas tree up. It's not decorated great. Normally we have the lady that has typically done all of the weeding and flower planting for my mom over the last several years. Normally she comes over and does all the Christmas decorations. But she hasn't been well lately, and she's dealing with some issues with going to the doctor and getting tests done and starting new medications and stuff. So she just hasn't been able to do that. Good morning, Ian. And so, you know, it just kind of falls to me. We thought about doing it over Thanksgiving when my kids were here. And then, you know, with the difficulties that we had with the death in the family and Zach's family, and, you know, Micah being sick and not really knowing what all we had, I decided not to burden everybody with that over Thanksgiving. So, thank you, Cynthia. Let's see. Yeah, you know, Robin, I've had years where we skipped trees. I remember one year, in my second marriage, I don't remember where we went on Christmas. It may have just been that we were going to do Christmas with my wife's family and then my mom's family, and, you know, all of the variations of going different places. But we didn't put up a tree, we didn't put up anything. And so when it came time to open presents at home, I don't remember if it was Christmas Eve or Christmas morning, but I had brought a projector home from school, and I projected a Christmas tree on the wall. And we placed all the gifts under that and opened gifts there. You know, you can make it work. Whatever happens, you can make it work. Yeah, so, and I have a few decorations to put up in my mom's living room I haven't got to yet, and she doesn't really know if she wants to put up all the stuff she normally does. There's a couple of things we've talked about that she would really like, and we have, you know, once a month we have maids come to clean her apartment. They clean my apartment, and that time is Thursday. So I'm waiting to put those other decorations up until after they're done, so it's not in their way. So anyway, we have someone that comes. My mom arranged this years ago. Someone that comes and puts lights up on the outside of the house. It used to be a really beautiful. It was, you know, it's in long strips, so it was like snowflakes, lighted snowflakes all across the eaves and the gutters and things. And then The person that was putting them up said that they couldn't get replacement bulbs anymore. Everything had gone to LED, and so he brought something different. It's very simple and very plain. My mom doesn't like it very much, but you know, we still have it. So we had that went up, and then last night was the first time we lit it. It's on a timer to go off, you know, to be up like till 11 o'clock at night. The Christmas tree is lit until then. Then they both turn off. They come back on about 5 in the morning. They stay on till around 8 in the morning. That, you know, that's just sort of our Christmas tradition here for decorating. Not a lot of houses on our street put lights up. Some of them do. A couple of them put them up and leave them up all year. I've never understood that, but you know, just don't turn them on, but they're just there. Anyway, we're getting geared up toward Christmas, and at Christmas, hopefully, everybody will be here. And I forgot at Thanksgiving, my brother's son and his new wife, they were here as well, James and Melissa. And so, you know, we're looking forward to the whole family being here at Christmas, and that's really kind of the only time of the year that we can plan for everybody. And, you know, it used to be more, but then they all used to live here, and now they don't live here anymore, and so it's different. Bubble lights. Bubble lights? I don't know about bubble lights. Are you just talking about the larger Christmas lights, filament Christmas lights? We didn't call them that, so I don't know if that's what you're talking about or not. And in other news, I have a blog post going up tomorrow with an update on my book that should have been done a year ago. And I finally have, this is the book on my life, my spiritual journey, intertwined with stories about St. Francis and St. Clare and the 4 main churches of Assisi, which are the Portiuncula Chapel inside the Basilica of Mary among the Angels, the Basilica of St. Francis, Basilica of St. Clare, San Damiano, I guess it's 5 churches, San Damiano, and the Cathedral of Rufino. And those churches, I'm taking 2 of my daughters and 1 grandchild and a son-in-law. We're all going to Italy in March. That's the first place we'll stop. So I want to show them those places. So I sort of hit a bump along the way where I don't know about losing interest, but I lost my will to write. And, you know, kind of a writer's block, whatever. No, Robin, we never had those. We used to have real trees, but that was 40 years ago. And so just right after Thanksgiving, I finished the rough draft. I had a little bit to do on chapter 5 and chapter 6 to finish it up, and I got the rough draft finished, and so I'm in the process of proofreading and copy editing and, you know, adding things, taking things away, working on that. That'll take a little while. And the blog post is really sort of how I'm using AI to help me edit. And so I put the manuscript in its entirety into ChatGPT in a Word document, ask it to read the manuscript, explain what the purpose of the book is about, and asked for specific spots in the book that I should add more personal stories about me. And it did. It pointed out several places. It's like, it would be really good if you would add something about this part of your life here, tie it into here. And I'm like, man, this is pretty awesome. And I've got a couple of other things I'm asking ChatGPT to do. When I'm done, because I have read several books, I even bought a couple of new books I'm reading now on the life of St. Francis and St. Clare. Sort of when I get almost to the point of ready to finish it, Cynthia, I'll come right back to you. Hang on a second. So when I get to that point, I will put it into the research mode of Perplexity AI and ask it to identify any place at all that might be plagiarized, and to give me the book or wherever that it would have come from, so that I can correct it, either put it more into my own words or delete it entirely. I don't want to get in any kind of trouble that way. So, Cynthia, yeah, I posted about this a long time ago, and there is a link in the descriptions of all my videos, probably in this one as well, that talks about my Ko-fi account, KO-FI. And it'll say you can support the channel by going there and donating money, whatever. But I've also uploaded some things there that people can download for free. And the very first few pages of that book is available there for free. That's changed since then. I've rewritten parts of it. But you can kind of get a feel for where it's going. So if you go to that link and you click on the store, one of the very first things I have there that's offered is the first part of that manuscript. So you can find it there. And I'll probably put a video out about that at some point to kind of remind people that it's there. But so anyway, yeah, it's it is. Excuse me. It's really sort of my own spiritual journey, ups and downs, pluses and minuses, successes and failures, inspired by the lives of St. Francis and St. Clare from a trip that I made to Assisi. I think it's been 9 years ago now. So anyway, it's all sort of explained in those pages that you can download. Hello and welcome to the live stream. Looks like we've got 19 on here at the moment, I think. Am I reading that right? Yeah. I really didn't know if we'd get anybody or not. It's December, people are busy, it's Christmas season, a lot of people are still shopping, and so, but it's the first Tuesday of the month and we're gonna get together. So here we are. All right, I've talked about Thanksgiving, I've talked about the book update for the trip in March. I've already booked our tour of the Vatican Museums and the Sistine Chapel, and I just booked yesterday the plane tickets. I have my eye on, I've already booked a hotel in Assisi, so that's done. I've been looking at hotels in Rome, and I decided on a VRBO rather than a hotel. And I'm going to make a video at some point about this journey of trying to use my points, my travel points for this trip, and why I decided not to in some instances, and why I think I came out better not using the points and paying cash instead. It's not always about trying to save money. Sometimes it's about getting the right thing, and the right thing is not always available when you go through the travel portal on Chase or American Express. And I'll just give you a little idea of that. I found the flight that I wanted us to take in both the Chase portal and the American Express portal, and it was $1,700 higher for economy, main economy, in the Chase portal than it was the American Express portal for the same flight. And when I looked at it, I started doing that and then comparing that to Delta, the Delta website, it looked like American Express had the same price as Delta, So that was a plus. But then on the return flight, I mean, everything they offered left at like 6 o'clock in the morning. And it's a 30 or 40 minute taxi ride from the hotel to the airport. So that's, 6 o'clock, that's 5:30, 5:15, and you need to be there at least 2 hours early, and that's 3:15. It just didn't seem like the right thing. But on the Delta side, I found flights at like 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever. They're just not available in the travel portals because they don't cover every single flight available. And so I wound up going directly through the Delta website, paying cash. I did pay with my Sapphire Reserve business card, which will give me 4 times points on every dollar spent. It's 8 times if I'd spent it in the travel portal, 4 times if I go through Delta. That's a lot of mumbo jumbo, I know, but the bottom line was it was just a better deal all around. In fact, on the Delta site, I went ahead and spent a little extra money and got into Delta Comfort rather than Main Economy. So instead of having 5 seats across the middle row, there's only 4 seats across the middle row, just a little bit extra room. It did cost a little extra money, but again, those flights weren't available in the travel portal, those group of seats. So I decided to save my points for a personal trip for me rather than the family trip in March. I still have to rent the VRBO in Rome. I've found the one that I want. It's just behind the Pantheon, and I still have to do. We want to do a food tour, so I've got to reserve that. And Brittany's never been to Rome before, and so we're going to include the Colosseum. It's not something that I would go to if I was just going on my own, but we'll do a tour of the Colosseum as well. And then it'll be planned. So, I mean, we're 3 months out, so, it's time. So what is going on with you? Well, I'm just kind of rambling on. Let me ask you if you've got any questions about the channel, any questions about what I've talked about. If you've got some news for yourself you'd like us to know, go ahead and let me know in the chat box. Otherwise, this may be the shortest live stream we've ever done. I put out a notice today on my photography blog. I'm going to take a break from the photography blog through December while I have so many other things going. Carnivore. Okay, good question. I just went to the doctor yesterday. I had some blood work done, and all of my blood work panels came back perfect. All of the things that they check for, no problem. I did talk to my doctor about it a little bit because the weight loss is not happening like I had hoped, and so I'm trying to figure out what I need to do different. One of the things I need to do different is drink more water. I'm not drinking enough water. And I know I need to cut dairy out because dairy is a weight loss inhibitor on the carnivore diet. So I know I'm making those 2 steps, but when I first went on carnivore 2 or 3 years ago, I talked with my doctor, same doctor. He was on board, told me to go ahead and do that. They would keep an eye on my blood work panels that I get done every 6 months, and every 6 months for the last 3 years, they've been perfect. I don't have anything to worry about. I am just a little bit pre-diabetic, but that's due to age, and I've got just a little bit of liver function that is I don't know, stage 2 or something. It's very little there, and all of that was there before I started carnivore, so it really hasn't changed any. It's all due to age and living the good life. Oh, Gary, yeah, that's a scary time. But while we were talking, I mentioned to him, I said, well, I am adding some other things back into carnivore. I'm more doing carnivore-ish than carnivore, not quite keto, but more carnivore-ish. So I've always allowed myself to have pickles. I've been eating some fermented foods, so I'll have either Greek yogurt or the kefir, basically liquid Greek yogurt, or kimchi or sauerkraut. And he recommended that I put back in just a little bit of fruit, not, stay away from things like watermelon and those kinds of things because they're way too sugary, but just a little bit of fruit. And so I'm going to take his advice and do that. I did make it through the Thanksgiving holiday pretty good, but Thanksgiving Day, of course, I had the sweet potatoes and I had the coleslaw and I had the dressing and I had the pecan pie and I had all of those things. Yeah, I am trying to drink a gallon a day. I'm drinking somewhere between a half and 3/4 of a gallon typically. Can't quite get to the gallon yet, so I'm working on that. And I see in here, I did add avocado, bought a couple of avocados at the fresh market, so I had one of those yesterday. I love avocados, and they're really good, healthy fats. So I've added a few things back in, just trying to keep the carbs as low, as close to zero as possible, but allowing myself a little more freedom instead of, just beef or just beef and butter or that kind of thing. So, hey, Ariana, I'm glad you made it. So like this morning for breakfast, I had 3 eggs in a 3-egg omelet. I added in a single serving package size of smoked tuna to the omelet. I cooked 2 sausage patties and I had 2 small, very small tomatoes. That was breakfast. And that will do me until I get ready to eat lunch around 2 or 3 o'clock. And so I am down to basically just 2 meals a day. I had a couple of pieces of cooked bacon, not slices. I slice it up into 4 pieces and cook it that way. And so I just have like bacon crisps, bacon bites. And so I had that. And I was out this morning. I needed to get gas in the car. And so I went to Walmart while I was out. Yeah, eggs and sausage, man, it's hard. It's hard to beat for breakfast. It's just hard to beat. But I went to Walmart and I found 2 packages with 2 New York strips in them. They were on sale for like $6 and something a pound. I found a package of chuck-eye steaks, which are as good as ribeye. They were $6 and something a pound. And I found some beef back ribs. They were $4 and something a pound. So I'm still looking for cheap, and working my way down through the freezer. So, yeah. So anyway, that's a long way around saying that I'm still at it. Yeah, Robin, what I plan to do with the beef back ribs is I'm going to put them in the bottom of my crock pot, and I'm going to put a chuck roast on top of them and just let them cook together. The chuck roast creates so much juice in the crock pot, and it will just sort of braise those ribs up below it and make it fall off the bone. So that's kind of what I plan to do. I have some chicken and some not ground turkey, but chicken and turkey obviously left from Thanksgiving, I bought a rotisserie chicken to put in the dressing, and then I forgot to put it in the dressing. So I'm eating a rotisserie chicken. And, my mom was tired of turkey, so I brought all the turkey that was left over downstairs. I've been eating it. So that will be, the bulk of my lunch, I'm sure. Yeah, slow cooking it in a crock pot, the chuck roast, that will do me meals for, because it does shrink down, but that will do me meals for maybe 3 meals altogether. Mostly I have them at lunch, but I make sure that I'm actually drinking some of the broth that comes from that, so I get some good healthy fat from that as well. 2 Cornish hens. That's a wonderful way to do Thanksgiving. I don't know how much they are anymore, but I love cooking those. Lori, basically, I did a cornbread dressing. So it was, cornbread and eggs and some sauteed onions and cooked celery. And I was just going to break the chicken up and mix it in, so it had a little bit of meat in the dressing as well. I've had it with and without. The one thing that I did this time that I'm still sort of, the jury's still kind of out on, but I had a couple of people tell me that they really liked it. And that was that instead of canola oil in the cornbread, I didn't have any, and I didn't want to go back to the grocery store, so I used bacon fat. And so I used a 1/4 cup of bacon grease in the cornbread, which of course flavored the whole dressing with that little bit of flavor, bacon flavoring, and people liked it. I don't know that I would do it again, but people did like it. Yeah, Debbie, we used to do like massive amounts of food, just massive, and we would eat for 3 or 4 days. And a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I just told everybody, we got to quit. We just got to quit. We're all tired of eating this stuff. So let's bring less. And the first year, everybody promised, yeah, we'll bring less. They didn't. We had the same amount of food. But I think they finally got the message. So they are making less. Like normally I would have made 2 pans of cornbread dressing because we love it as leftovers. You can fry it up, eat it for breakfast. You can do all kinds of stuff. And I only did 1 pan. And ordinarily I would do the North Carolina raw apple cake that I make, but I decided to hold off on that and do that at Christmas. And we just bought a couple of pecan pies from Fresh Market. So we didn't have like this whole table of desserts with chocolate covered peanut butter balls and cake and pumpkin pie and all of that. And thankfully, a lot of that kind of stuff my kids took home with them and got it out of the house. So that was pretty nice. It is healthier, Lori. Bacon grease is very healthy. The canola oil will kill you. I mean, that's just the bottom line. It'll kill you. It's basically industrial waste, and we should never put it in our bodies. But there you go. We do. If I could afford beef tallow, I would do that. But it's just so dang expensive. So anyway, for Christmas, we will have a standing rib roast. That's sort of our thing. And whatever sides we always do. My grandkids want the sweet potato casserole. They want the macaroni and cheese. I won't do dressing, but we'll do green beans and those kinds of things. So, and this year for Thanksgiving, I bought the mashed potatoes and gravy from Fresh Market. I bought the dinner rolls from Fresh Market. I bought the 2 pecan pies from Fresh Market. And that sort of helped with the prep. It was just easier to sort of get it done. Ariana, lunch for me is in, what time is it? It's 10:30. Lunch for me is in about 4 hours. Sorry. Yeah, you know, Robin, I have thought about that, but it's so much work, and I'm retired. I could render my own fat, but what I am doing is I've started cooking my bacon in a pot. I showed that in a video not long ago, sort of the way Dr. Ken Berry makes his. And so there's this wonderful bacon grease that's left over, and I am keeping that. I'm cooking my eggs in that. I slide a little bit of that over the top of any steaks I put in the air fryer. So, you know, that's, yeah. So anyway, yeah, so that's kind of where that's at. You know, Christmas is always an interesting time anyway. We will have Christmas here, but it used to be that the family all met on Christmas Eve, and the kids would spend the night here, and then, you know, we do Christmas morning. Now we do Christmas after lunch. They do Christmas Eve at home. They get up in the morning, they have their own tree, their own traditions, whatever. Then they drive here. Sarah and Chase have about 5 or 6 different Christmas celebrations to go to across both of their families. So we're just sort of a cog in the wheel, you know, with regard to that. They're not always here for lunch, but they always seem to get here for presents. So anyway, we're looking forward to that, and that's really, I mean, that's pretty much caught you up on where we're at. Any other questions? Other comments? I mean, I can ramble on about nothing for a long time. A Christmas caroling video. No. No, I don't think so. However, I will say that for the trip in March, I don't know if you've seen the video of my daughters and I singing when we went to Scotland. That video's up somewhere. We did Seven Bridges Road. And we want to make another video like that while we are in Italy, but it will be it'll be probably an old hymn or something that doesn't have a copyright anymore, and we can go from there. Ariana, I don't remember where we got that tree. It might have been Hobby Lobby. I mean, we've had it for a long time. And I used to have a tree down here, but I got rid of it. I just got tired of having 2 trees. Thank you very much. Yeah, so we're going to try that again. And I've got 2 or 3 places picked out where we can sort of record different versions and then piece it all together like we did that video. The thing is, I probably won't have any drone footage to put in because my drone pilot won't be there, so it won't be nearly as interesting a video, I'm sure. But they're doing that for their dad. They're gonna do that in my honor. So I appreciate that. We used to sing some when they were smaller. Their mom has a beautiful soprano voice. Or did have. I haven't heard her sing in 30 years, but so yeah, it should be a nice trip, I think. Oh, really? I wonder if that's where the song was written about. Was the Seven Bridges Road in Alabama? I don't know. What I realized was that the Eagles don't own the copyright on the song because they didn't write it. Because if they had, they would have taken it down. The Eagles take down everything of theirs that people try to put up. So anyway, that video is still there, but whoever is the copyright owner, they're making whatever little bit of money it made. I think it has somewhere between 3,000 and 3,500 views or something, and it's probably made $30, you know, not a lot of money. Yeah, Don Henley, very notorious, yes. Camping trips. I don't have any planned, but they will definitely be happening. I may try to go somewhere. Ron Durant doesn't know this yet, but we may try to plan a camping trip together somewhere. I really enjoyed the trip that I took to Savannah, Georgia, and camping outside Savannah. So I might try to plan a trip kind of like that next year, a couple of trips where I'm going somewhere to go sightseeing and take pictures, but I'm going to stay at a campground and see where we can go. But I'll let you know when that sort of materializes. I don't know that I want to go camping anywhere where it's really cold. Yeah, Ron's going to come down here, I don't know, in a couple of weeks maybe. I have a new e-bike that I'm going to review. Now, I've made the determination that I'm not doing any more affiliate videos, and I told, when they contacted me about doing a review on their bike, I said, I'm not interested in making money off of this. If that's okay, you can send me the bike. And they said that was fine. So I'm going to do a couple of videos on a new bike by Hemingway that I really think I'm going to like, maybe my best bike yet. And there will be a discount for people who view the videos, but there won't be any affiliate links. Nobody will be sending me money if they buy a bike. So yeah, so Ron, I think Ron's going to come down and help me with the second of those two videos on the e-bike to get some footage and maybe go riding with me. And I've got a place picked out where we're going to go, and then I think he's going to camp out down here while he's here. And at some point, he and I are going to get together, and he's going to teach me how to actually fly my drone. Yeah, because I'm still pretty scared of flying it. And so we want to kind of get that together. And then at some time, I've got to actually get a drone license. Right now, my drones are small enough, they don't require one, but I probably need to get one anyway. So, Ron is excellent at flying drones. I don't know if anybody has checked out his new drone channel. Ron, if you're still in here, you might put the title of that channel. But he started a channel where all he does is drone footage, and it's really fascinating to watch. And I love drone footage. I wish I had the confidence to do more of that. Yeah, so I bought the DJI Mini 4, I think is what I have, just before the 5 came out, and just before it became really hard to get DJI drones. So I don't know if I'll ever get anything any bigger than that or not, but I still have the Neo that I use occasionally, and if I'm out like getting footage for the Life in Motion Diaries channel, it's typically using the Neo because it will follow me, or it does different kind of flight patterns without needing a pilot. But to get the Mini 4 out that looks like a drone and put it up in the air, it still kind of intimidates me some. Yeah, Cynthia, like this week, I didn't do a video on my photography channel. It would have gone up this morning. I didn't have time to go out and do one, and I wasn't going to try to force the issue. A photography video will take me all day. If you count the time I take to go out and photograph, edit the photographs, make the video, edit the video, I mean, that's 8 to 10 hours of work that I've put in for that video. On the Life in Motion Diaries channel, it's a little easier because I'm just using my phone and I'm just sort of taking 7-second shots most of the time of places where I'm at. So I've got enough footage to pick out what I need. And I try to video those in order so that when I go into edit, all the videos just sort of line up most of the time. Sometimes I find the music if I'm doing that, or do an overdub, but not counting the time it takes to go out and actually record the video, it'll take maybe a half an hour to put the video together. For this channel, there is a lot of research that I do, outline writing that I do. I've got maybe 8 or 9 video outlines on Google Drive right now. And I'll look through them, and after a few days, I might delete some because I'm like, it's just not going to work. It doesn't sound like me. I don't really like where that went. I don't have any way to end that. But to actually shoot the video, if the video is 20 minutes long, I've probably made a 25-minute video. And it's just one video. And it's just shot like this. I mean, it's just me talking to the camera. And then last Friday, I put up a video on the Life in Motion Diaries channel of how I edit those videos. And I've learned to save a lot of time with using DaVinci Resolve better. So the editing process is not that bad, but I'm working 20 or 25 hours a week anyway across 3 channels. I say working, I'm enjoying 20, 25 hours a week. I am cutting, in January, I'm cutting the Life in Motion Diaries channel down to just 1 video a week, which is what I should have done at the beginning of this year. And I will definitely go to at least 2 videos a week on this channel, plus the 2 videos a month for members and a private live stream for members, which I didn't do in November, so I owe them something in December for sure. So it gets me off the couch, it gets me out of the house sometimes. Some days it doesn't. Some days I lay on the couch and watch 8 hours of old Inspector Morse shows on BritBox. It's because I can. So I'm not killing myself to do it. But like right now, I don't have a video recorded for Thursday yet for this channel. I have the outline together. I know where I'm going. It's just a matter of going into my office, sitting down, recording it, editing it, putting it up. But I don't want to wait until Wednesday afternoon to do that. I want to have it kind of a little bit more ahead than that. So anyway, I hope that helped answer your question. Yeah, that Ariana, that sounds like a really cool way to make videos, but it will be some work. Let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah, so yeah, check out that video. It's over on, like I said, it's over on the Life in Motion Diaries channel. It's Friday's video. Yesterday was putting up the Christmas tree. This Friday, I will be doing a video on the pros and cons of having a video go viral. I have this video that I did on what I wish I had known, the thing that would have changed my life if I had done this in my 20s. It has almost 650,000 views now, which sounds really great. And there are some real positives that come from that. And then there are some real negatives that come from that too. And I want to kind of cover both of those angles. We'll talk about that on Friday. Gary, the coffee was really good. I'm done with it now. I'm on to just regular old coffee. I picked up something at Fresh Market yesterday. It was like $14.99 for a bag. I don't even remember what it was. I'm just always looking for something different, mainly medium to medium dark roast. But I hardly ever buy the same bag of coffee twice. But yeah, it was good, but it wasn't $68 a pound good, not to me anyway. Yeah, the last interview with my mom was really interesting, even for me, because she was telling me stuff that I'd never heard before, things that I would never have thought to ask, and so it was. I learned a lot, and very interesting stuff. I do get Ethiopian beans from Fresh Market every once in a while. They now have a 100% Kona bean that's also about $60-something a pound. I won't be buying that either. So anyway, we've been on here 50 minutes. I think that's long enough for everybody, even those that came in late. So I'm going to go ahead and close this thing out. Wish you all a very Merry Christmas, a very Happy New Year. We will be back on the second Tuesday of January. Yes, Cynthia, my mom is a treasure, and as you know, she turned 93 the day before Thanksgiving, and I am so thankful to have her here. She's somewhere in the background watching, but she doesn't leave comments. So she's here, I know. I hope everybody has a wonderful time, and we will see you in the next round. Bye-bye.